As you probably know, a brand new season of MLS soccer began last weekend. And yeah, I love soccer. I love watching it. I love the storylines. But honestly, what I care about most, maybe, is what these teams are wearing on the field. Each season, MLS clubs get one brand new jersey, and because I think I'm a guy with a nice little keen eye on everything, I got my own little jersey collection going on. I think it's only right that I make a say-all, be-all tier list for all 29 new shirts released this year. I'm not saying I'm right about all these, but more than likely, I got it nailed on, and if your opinion differs, well, that's your problem. Obviously, I'm just kidding about that. I want to hear what you guys think about each shirt as well in the comments below, but this is going to be my tier list for 2022 and all new shirts this year. If we take a look over at my tier list, we have 6 different categories. We have the top one, the best shirt of 2021, that will be reserved for only one shirt, which I'll reveal at the end of the video. Under that, we have the very nice tier shirts that are just really good looking, but maybe don't get that #1 spot for me. Under that, we have the decent bracket, which is, I mean, what it says, it's a decent shirt. And then under that, mid. All the mid shirts are going right there. Ones that don't really give me anything. They aren't bad, they aren't good. They're just mid. And then under that, the one you don't want to be in is the bad tier, which is just shirts that aren't even good enough to be mid. They don't have no creativity in them. They aren't good looking and they're just bad. And finally, just like the top, at the bottom, we have the worst shirt of 2022, which is reserved for one shirt that I'll show you at the end of the video. So with all that out of the way, why don't we just get started? Alphabetical order here, and that means the first one we're starting with is Atlanta United. And honestly, this might surprise you, my opinion on this one. I mean, when you look at it, if you don't know anything about, former shirts, the most iconic shirts in world football, I mean, this is just the Holland 88 design. Very famous shirt, very valuable shirt, the Holland 88, but here it is on the Atlanta United away kit. It's a very different color than they usually go for. It's a green, forest green. Atlanta is the city in the forest, apparently. I didn't know that, but I found that out from their promotional video. Yeah, for me, a shirt needs to kind of connect to its community, and I get the forest part, but the whole design of the shirt is really just a rip-off of a shirt that is already famous. So although I think it is a nice shirt, because of that, because I think they kind of went the lazy route of just stealing an already iconic pattern, this is going to blow some minds, I think, but I'm putting this in the bad category. I wasn't happy with this one. I think they could have done a little bit better. Make your own story. Don't steal Holland's. Next up is Austin FC, and honestly, you may not be able to tell, but this is actually a different shirt than the one we just looked at. This one's a little bit deeper of a green, still a pale green, and I wasn't too big on this one because it's very simple, but I do really like the color. And after I saw a picture of them wearing the shirt, the shorts, and the socks, which are all the matching green, I think this one looks pretty clean. I am also surprised that MLS has allowed Austin to have this very dark green as their home shirt, and then this light green as their away shirt. Usually they're making teams have totally different colors for their home and away, so I'm surprised they got away with this. But again, I think with the whole uniform on, this one is a decent shirt. I really like it, so I'm putting it right there. And then we have the expansion team, Charlotte FC. Now this is going to be their home shirt this year, and when a lot of people see this, I mean, they just see the Arsenal home shirt from a few years ago, just in blue, and I mean, they're right. There's not a lot of creativity with this shirt. It's unfortunate. You'd like to think that when a club comes into the league, they'll make something iconic, but the reality is most teams actually just kind of play it safe their first year. I do like the color, the Carolina blue. It's unique in MLS, so that gives it some points, but honestly, I mean, this is really just a mid shirt, and also that sponsor seems to be pretty large, to be honest. But I think it's just a mid shirt, nothing too crazy. It's not bad, but it's also not good. For their away shirt, they were able to get out of the box a little bit using this mint color. Again, Charlotte, mint, coins, that all kind of ties together. So they went with this mint color on this one, and I think it looks clean. Something we saw a little bit of last season with LAFC's away shirt. We're seeing Adidas kind of design the collars and the cuffs a little bit more than they used to. And I do think this pattern, which I think relates to money in some way from their promotional content they put out with this shirt, I think it looks nice. Again, little abstract design, very clean, first year in the league. I hope they kind of use that mint color a little bit more on future away jerseys, but for this one, honestly, I think that's a very nice shirt. I'm impressed by it. And then we have Chicago Fire coming up, and I know a few Chicago Fire fans. One specifically, you might know Danny T Radio, and he's furious that this shirt's not red. As a not Chicago supporter, I don't have that big tie to Chicago's red, but I do agree that the red shirt with the white band across it, I mean, that was Chicago. And now they're kind of releasing the same jersey every year with this dark blue base and then a little bit of red accents. So honestly, I'm gonna put this into the bad category, and there's a few shirts that look exactly like this one, so those might join it as well in the bad category. Next up is FC Cincinnati, who released this Jonkta Juvat shirt. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but that's on their flag, and this shirt is representing their flag itself. As you can see on the chest of this shirt, it has this sublimated pattern from the Cincinnati flag, and you know, flag kits, they don't do that well in MLS, but I think this one pulls it off nice because it's kind of just a sleek undertone to the actual shirt. I also like that Cincinnati is kind of leaning more into their orange in this away shirt, but I think they're leaning in a little bit too much with the all orange top, shorts, and socks. I think I would have maybe liked the whole uniform a little bit better if this blue was in the shorts a little bit more. And also the stripes, the logo, the Adidas logo, and the sponsor itself are in this silver color, which, I don't know, does 3 wooden spoons in a row give you any authority to use silver in your shirt? I don't think so. So this one, again, it's not a bad shirt, I don't think. I think it's kind of in the middle of decent and mid. Because it's all orange and we haven't really seen Cincinnati try out their orange color before, I will put it in the decent category because it's unique, it's different, and they'll get props for that. Next up is the Colorado Rapids, who, I mean, they're another team who every year their home shirt kind of looks the exact same. The colors in this are very nice. This, I don't even know what you'd call that, but like a dark, deep red maroon maybe, and that light blue. I think it looks good together. And also this pattern on the shirt is the mountains of Colorado. I think that looks clean as well, but it is kind of just a basic shirt. I mean, nothing too crazy. So I think I'm gonna probably just put it in the mid category, right next to that Charlotte shirt. Next up, Columbus Crew. They're back to the yellow. Thank goodness for that. But I mean, this shirt is pretty basic. I think it looks nice, but it's what you expect a Columbus shirt to be. Yellow, black. I will say on record that the logo on this shirt actually kind of fits. It doesn't look too bad. It's still not a good logo, but it looks decent on here. There is like an isometric pattern throughout the design of the shirt, but even in person, it's kind of hard to see it. I'm still debating to myself if I like the all black accents or if I preferred the shirt from a few years ago where they had black and white accents. But either way, this shirt, I mean, it's just a mid shirt, nothing special at all. Yellow, black, it's Columbus, better than last year, but mid. Next up is DC United, who have a very clean shirt, very basic, but that's what DC is. I really like this design, especially coming off their previous home shirt, which was the all black with the 3 bands on it. You're keeping it simple, and that's what works best with DC. I like the red bands and the collar and cuffs. I will say though that these weird like semi-stripes going down the shirt, I saw a picture of Michael Estrada with the ball in his shirt and you could like see the ball perfectly, so I'm a little confused if that's like a see-through part of the shirt or what's going on there, but this is a decent shirt. I mean, it's what I want from a DC shirt, and it's decent. Next up, we're going down to Texas again with FC Dallas, who are making a return to their hoop design of the past, but honestly, I don't like these hoops that much. I think it's interesting about like how they cut into the blue bands. I don't even know how to explain it, but these bands are kind of like glitchy, and if you remember a few years ago when every team in MLS, I swear, was having some kind of glitch kit, I didn't really like that kind of aesthetic, and that's what these hoops have. Therefore, even though I like that they're going, you know, back to the hoops here, I think I would have liked solid hoops better, and I'm gonna be harsh with this shirt, but it's gonna go in the bad tier for me. Staying in Texas, we got the Houston Dynamo, who released this away kit, and my first impressions, very decent. It kind of reminds me, if you follow football shirt trends outside of the United States, of the blackout trend that was going on. Even though this one has a little bit more gray than a lot of those, the badge is still kind of primarily black and gray. Same with the MLS logo. And because of that, I think it looks pretty decent. When you're working with this black base and then you have a very vibrant orange color, I think that looks really cool. I do wish that they had a little bit more orange in this shirt other than just a little bit on the sleeves, but I'm pretty impressed with this one. I think it's a clean, decent look. It looks nice, very nice, in fact. Then we have SKC, who are coming out with this, I don't know, pretty basic shirt. I'm not too impressed by this one. They have this design in there that's pretty hard to see, but it's supposed to represent the state line that goes between Kansas City of Kansas and Missouri. That I think is a good touch, but I mean, you can barely see it. Also, as part of the design, they have the area codes for both of those cities, but again, it's hard to see. I don't think it really adds much because it's so hidden. I think the best version of this state line design was a few years ago now, but when it was a two-tone and it went right through the badge, that looked really good. But this one kind of just leaves me wanting a little bit more. I will put it in the mid category because I think it's got a good idea in it, but I'm not really fond of the execution. Coming up next here is the LA Galaxy. And like the Atlanta one, I think this might be a big take for me. I don't like this shirt really at all. I think that the quasars on the sleeves and the cuffs, it's a cool concept, but I just think it looks kind of weird with it just repeating over and over. And for that to really be the only design on the shirt as well, with just this very plain white base, no sash or anything, I don't know. I don't think it looks, not even clean, I can't even say. I think LA has done better, and I'm not a fan of this one. That's going in the bad category for me. And then we have LAFC shirt, who I mean, I keep going back and forth with his shirt. When I first saw it leaked, I thought it was a little too much. And also, even though Art Deco, LA, I get it. When I first saw this shirt, I thought of Las Vegas. I don't know why, but I think of Las Vegas when I still see this shirt. Anyways, after it was actually released, I kind of liked it a little more. I got to see it on some of the players. I thought it looked pretty sick. Then I heard some people talk about how the shirt is a little bit too light in some places, and I agree with that. In this graphic, it does look a little bit more gray than black. And then when I saw it on the field, my opinion swayed again, and I thought it looked very nice. I didn't think that the lighting of the shirt was as bad as I first thought it, and so now I'm kind of in the middle. I will say it might be a little controversial, but I love the middle center badge, and also I really like that it is unique to all of the shirts this year. This is the only shirt with this centered logo that I'm a big fan of. I will say though, I thought when you do a center badge, you're supposed to have the team badge above the sponsor logo. So with the Adidas being above LAFC's logo, I don't know, is that causing any controversy over there on the West Coast? I'm not too sure if people read that much into it, but I do like this shirt. I think it's a very nice shirt now that I'm looking at it. After I saw it on the players again, I think that improved what I thought about it. And I mean, when Vela scored a hat trick in it on opening weekend, I mean, very nice. Next up is another shirt where I have gone back and forth about what I think of it. When Miami first announced that they were doing a pink shirt, woo! Interest spiked. I want to see what it's going to look like. Then the leaks came out, and they didn't have any of these sponsors on it or anything, so it was just the team logo, the Adidas logo, and this collar on it. And it was also, I think, the replica version, which didn't have these heartbeat details on the cuffs. I was making fun of it on Twitter, but then when it was finally released, I got to see it on the players. I think this pink stood out a lot more than it first did, with the MLS logo and all the sponsors on it. I also think that helped improve it. With this heartbeat on the cuffs, I kind of wish the heartbeat was, accented in black a little bit, but overall, I have grown fond of what this shirt looks like, and it's not going to be in the very nice category for me, but it's not far from it. I put it in the decent category, and now that Miami is doing pink, I think we can see that improve every year. Next up, we got Minnesota United, who's got this black design with this sky blue accents all over it. I think this shirt looks pretty nice. It kind of reminds me of the DC shirt. It looks like there's a little bit of striping, pinstripes going on in the shirt as well. But again, this is a shirt. I think the black shirt, black shorts, black socks looks nice. When you have black and then this lighter, vibrant color, I think that looks really good. Probably gonna put this shirt over in the decent category. Again, nothing special for me to move it up to to the very nice one, but still, it's a very decent shirt. They did go away from the gray, which could, I think it's upsetted a few Minnesota fans, but I think they should be happy kind of with what they got here. Next up is this Montreal jersey, which is another shirt that is very, very influenced by a former Arsenal shirt from a few years ago. But with this one, I like the Arsenal one. I like this one too. The blue kind of streaks going on in this marble countertop design looks very nice to me. Also, the base of this shirt kind of looks very white, but I think on the field, maybe it's just because they're sweating, the players, but it looks a little bit more gray, and I think this shirt is a very decent one. I'll put it up there in the very nice category. Again, you're kind of stealing Arsenal's flow, but with a Montreal vibe to it, and I dig it. And here we got Nashville SCs, and I'm gonna just start this off by saying I'm not a fan of this one. I get what they're trying to do here. The sides with the Nashville logo kind of on it and the sound waves, it's a cool concept. But for me, I don't know if it's because of that band on the sides that has a little bit of design in it, or if it's the kind of yellow they use. But for me, this just looks like a goalkeeper shirt, especially with Adidas's goalkeeper template that they've been using for the past year or so with teams all around the league. I don't know, I see 11 goalkeepers on the field. And also, I mean, the design's just on the sides. You only see it when he's turned a little bit. So again, when I'm looking at it from the front, this luminous yellow, I'm just seeing goalkeeper. I'm getting goalkeeper vibes from it. For me, it's a bad shirt. I'm sorry. Next up, we have New England Revolutions, or is it Chicago's, or is it Sporting Kansas City's? Blue base. Wow. Okay, in all seriousness, this shirt lacks a little bit for me. I'm not kind of a fan of this kind of, jigsaw pattern that's kind of throughout the shirt. This plaid-ish look to it. I don't even know what to call it, but it looks very basic to me. Again, blue shirt, little bit of red accents on it. I do like the new badge on the shirt though. Going from the flag to this one was an improvement in my opinion, but I mean, the shirt doesn't really bring any kind of feelings out of me. I kind of liked what they had with their old home shirt, which was that kind of white paint stripe band going through it. I kind of wish they had a little bit more of that going on. Right next to, in this category of the Chicago shirt. Yeah, it's going there. And here we have a New York Red Bull shirt, which has gone back to the red, which I like. And I've heard a lot of people talking about how good this shirt is. I don't know, for me, it's nothing special. I'm not a big fan of the checkers they have in this. One, I'm not a fan of an all over checkered pattern anyways. And then also, I think the texture that these checkers are in with like a crayon kind of pattern in it or hand drawn, it's not my forte. The white accents on the cuffs look good to me, but I don't know. It's just mid. And then we have this very strange design coming from New York City FC, who are going with this orange kit as well, just like Cincinnati did. Do I like it? I can't really say that, but I do appreciate Adidas being unique with the shirt this year. Again, we haven't seen New York City FC release an orange shirt, so that's a good thing to see. But like the Cincinnati one, orange shirt, orange shorts, orange socks, that's a little bit too much for me. I think I would have liked to see this dark blue, maybe a little bit more in the shorts or in the socks. One of those, or maybe both of them, honestly, I think would have made this an all-around shirt better. I will not put this in the bad category, and I will not put it in the mid category, because again, I appreciate Adidas's efforts here, so I'll put it in the decent one. It's definitely a little bit of a Marmite shirt. People either like it or don't like it, but for me, because they tried, and I don't think they totally failed with the design, I'm gonna put it up in the decent category. Now going into the final 8, we got Orlando City coming up first, and I really like this shirt, to be honest. I think with all the colors, it makes me think of Orlando. Obviously can't tell it's based on the Orlando sunset, sunrise, all of that. I mean, this shirt just honestly is perfect for Orlando. The dark purple up to the kind of orangey yellow, up to the yellow, coming all the way through the shirt. I think it's a pretty nice design. Also, I think it complements the home really good, because the home one, if you remember, is kind of like a merger of this dark purple and lighter purple. So I think this one fits right into that kind of theme going on. And this is, honestly, I think one of the best shirts of the year. That's going up in the very nice category. I think that's a very good job done by Orlando. I'd also like to point out, for some reason, it's not on this picture, but there's a little patch in the corner that I also think is very artsy. very good looking. Then we got the Philadelphia Union, who have a very iconic design coming into play here. Instead of it going down the middle though, they have a stripe going right down the side of the shirt through the badge. It reminds me of a New York City shirt from a few years ago that had this kind of exact design, but I think this fits for Philadelphia. I am a little like, I don't know, it puts me off with that kind of shade of blue of the stripe coming into the shade of blue of the actual shirt, but that I can get over. This is a very decent shirt for me. I like it. And now we have the one that, I don't know, made everyone freak out. And to be honest, me too. Oh my gosh, this Portland shirt, this Rose City vibe they got going on with this one is absolutely beautiful. I've seen people compare it to grandma's curtains or stuff, but none of that. None of that. This is a great shirt. I love this kind of like design of these roses on it. The only thing I think is questionable is this kind of rose right up the top by the collar. I feel like it kind of just looks like maybe sweat, especially when, you know, players are in it. I don't know, it could look a little weird, but other than that, I think this shirt's great. It's such a unique colorway as well, with this kind of like creamish pink going on, and then this, you know, dark, deep, you know, rose red. I really like it. Also with the shorts and sock color, they just played New England the other day, got to see it on the field. Man, it's such a unique color, only to this Portland shirt. I don't think I've ever seen it on any team in the whole world before. Yeah, this is a very nice shirt. This is something I can get behind, and honestly, I'd love to add that to the MLS collection I got going on. And then going from one that's super unique to, I don't know, a very basic one here, but I think it's a basic one that does its job really well. Real Salt Lake, this nice plain red going on. I also, for some reason on this shirt, I think the band on the side, maybe it's because it doesn't have a design in it. I think that splits the shirt up pretty well. Also, the blue with the yellow on this, I think all those colors, I mean, it screams Real Salt Lake to me. On the collar, having all three of the colors in the collar, the cuffs, I think that's a really cool aspect of the shirt as well. Again, it's basic, but it does its job really well. Honestly, I think it's going to be above the mid category because, again, some teams just look better with simple designs. Some, you know, simple designs just look boring for them. But for Salt Lake, I think that's a good shirt going in the decent category. And we got 4 more shirts to look at. Starting off with, I don't know, one of the most disappointing, but honestly, there's 2 really obvious disappointments in these last 4. San Jose, white shirt. I mean, you have so many, if you look, you have so many different colors going on this year. Adidas, I think, really outdid themselves with creativity this year. And then you got San Jose, they have the nerve to call it the creator kit. Nothing creative of this. Something that I think has gone under the radar because, you know, I only found it out by watching a specific video they put out. But the design on the side, this kind of barcode design, is unique to every shirt. So every shirt has a little bit of a different pattern going on. That is a good concept, but that's not enough to save this jersey. You're not doing anything special. Going in the bad category, absolutely, no doubt about it. As soon as it came out, it was, you know, coming out against all the other shirts, it was easy to point out that that was not going to be a good shirt this year. And now we got Seattle, which this one I think is actually a very abstract shirt. It's so different than what Seattle usually has. Obviously, it has the super iconic green, blue color going on. And this checkered pattern that I haven't seen anywhere before, that it kind of starts in the middle and kind of works its way out. When I first saw it, I really liked it. Such a unique design. On the players in the photo shoot, Rui Diaz, I mean, he looks so good in everything. He was rocking this. But then I saw it on the field in CCL against Nashville, and my opinion has dropped a little bit. For some reason, the collar on this shirt, I don't know if the players just aren't selecting the right size, but it looks super baggy, super deep in the V-neck. That I'm not a big fan of. And also just the thick blue neck on it too doesn't give me a lot. And again, just watching it on the field in the press releases, it looked really good, but watching it on the field, the design looks awkward when they're running around. It started off really high for me. It's fallen down a few, but I mean, not to a mid category or anything. It was probably up in the very nice bracket when it first came out, but it's dropped down 1 spot for me. Next up, Toronto FC's home shirt. It's, again, one of the only ones that's just white and black. For this one, white and gray. It's just half and half design. It leaves a lot to be wanted. I think they could have somehow implemented red a little bit more in here, especially when it's on the badge, it stands out a bit. So maybe if you had a little bit of red somewhere in maybe the sleeves or something, this could have been a decent shirt, but it's lackluster, especially Come On You Reds right up at the top. Yeah, there's no red. I like the half and half design. I also like that, you know, this sleeve's gray, this sleeve's white, and it kind of alternates between the design on the body. So in that case, it's a decent shirt. But again, when you're comparing it to all of these other unique designs we saw this year, this one stands out, and it's going to be in the bad category. Even though half and half design, I kind of dig it, and I do also kind of dig the gray aspect to it. But I mean, it doesn't deserve to be any higher than the bad tier. And the final shirt, we have the Vancouver Whitecaps coming out with a very similar design to their home shirt this year. But I mean, when it works, it works. And for the Whitecaps, with such a long history of being a club, putting out shirts, this white band is perfect for them. It's a very classic design, and I think it's perfect for this team. I really like the dark blue, how it kind of fits in with this light blue in the little stripe, and then the white big stripe on the middle. It's a very good shirt, honestly. I'm gonna put it up in the very nice tier, and honestly, now that I'm looking at it, it's really the only like total basic shirt that I rate really highly. And I think that's just because Vancouver, again, they have this history, and that's just, I mean, when I see that shirt, I can sense the historic measure it took to make that shirt. I also like to throw in, before I show you my best shirt and my worst shirt, this goalkeeper shirt. I actually just remembered about it, but this is going to be the new goalkeeper template this season. Eloy Room of Columbus Crew posted it online, but other than that, I haven't seen it in a game. That template sucks. Looks like a turtle. I have friends that like it. They're wrong. Turtle shirt, get out of here. Aside from that, the best shirt of this year, looking in the very nice category, obviously it's going to come from one of those ones that I think are in the running here. This Orlando shirt, very nice. This Portland shirt, very good. LA, I think, you know, that's not the best shirt for me. So it looks like it's kind of just between these two shirts here, and I mean, it's got to be Portland. What a unique design, such a unique set of colors there. I love the shorts as well. It's a really beautiful design. Rose City, Portland, you are going to be the best shirt of 2022. And for the worst one, I mean, even though I said all these shirts are bad, they're all fine. They're all fine, other than the LA one. That one, questionable. But it's going to be one of these two that are going to be my worst shirt. Again, I kind of like the gray in the Toronto shirt, so it's going to have to be San Jose for the worst shirt of the year. Very boring, only design on the sides. Yes, it's different for each shirt, but it's not enough. You had a tough competition this year, San Jose, and that one, I mean, that puts you right in the bottom. Not good enough. Do better. But that is my tier list. Let me know what your kind of best shirt of the year is, what your worst shirt of the year is. Let me know what you think about my tier list. Is there any things I said that, I mean, is totally out of pocket in your mind? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching this video. I got some big projects coming up next week. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. I'll see ya.